Welcome to your primetime news.
The news headlines on Gold FM.
12-hour water cut hits Homagama. Temperatures soar in Colombo's suburbs. Police probe suspected poisoning in Sewandi birthday cake. Sinopec hikes superdiesel price. We can take out Iran in a day and it may be tomorrow, wants Trump. He also wants to jail a whistleblower. Record-setting Artemis II crew heading back to Earth. Kolkata-Punjab IPL clash washed out.
The top story on Gold FM.
Following a series of highly classified U.S. military incursions into the Iranian territory, United States President Donald Trump delivered an unprecedented ultimatum to Tehran. Speaking from the White House last evening, he warned of the absolute destruction of Iranian infrastructure if his demands, which heavily feature the global transit of oil, are not met by tomorrow night.
So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. Number one, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much. And number two, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before. Should have done it with us as we asked. Go to the strait and just take it, protect it, use it for yourselves. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be easy. And in any event, when this conflict is over, the strait will open up naturally. It'll just open up naturally. They're going to want to be able to sell oil because that's all they have to try and rebuild. It will.
Following the IRGC's shooting down of an American F-15E fighter jet, sensitive information regarding missing American personnel was leaked to the press. The president, visibly angered by the breach of operational security, has now issued a direct threat not only to the anonymous whistleblower, but to the media organizations that published the story.
Thanks to the progress we've made, I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. In the meantime, discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change, but regime change has occurred because of all of their original leaders' death. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable. Yet if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously. We have not hit their oil, even though that's the easiest target of all.
Trump also expressed intense frustration over what he sees as a lack of immediate support from its traditional European partners. He singled out the UK and dismissed the NATO alliance entirely as paper tigers.
And then, very importantly, I terminated Barack Hussein Obama's Iran nuclear deal, a disaster. Obama gave them $1.7 billion in cash, green cash. Took it out of banks from Virginia, D.C., and Maryland, all the cash they had. Flew it by airplanes in an attempt to buy their respect and loyalty, but it didn't work. They laughed at our president and went on with their mission to have a nuclear bomb. His Iran deal would have led to a colossal arsenal of massive nuclear weapons for Iran, and they would have had them years ago, and they would have used them. Would have been a different world. There would have been no Middle East and no Israel right now, in my opinion, the opinion of a lot of great experts. Had I not terminated that terrible deal, I was so honored to do it. I was so proud to do it. It was so bad right from the beginning. Essentially, I did what no other president was willing to do. They made mistakes, and I am correcting them.
The White House insists it is ready to act unilaterally if its conditions are not immediately met.
This is the local news on Gold FM.
The National Water Supply and Drainage Board announced a suspension of water services in the Homagama Zone 2 area today due to dry weather. Residents in Homagama town, Waikanda, Pinketha Road, Walawwa Road, Gamunumawatha, Aturugiri Road, Galawilawatta, Niyandagala, Magammana, Mahakatuwana, Deniyaya and Diyagam University face a 12-hour disruption from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Meanwhile, the sun aligns directly over Dehiwala, Maharagama, Pannipitiya, Padukka, Ahaliyagoda, Maskeliya, Siembalanduwa and Pothuwil at 12:13 p.m. today. The Department of Meteorology warned of rising temperatures reaching a level that requires caution across the northern, north-central, northwestern and eastern provinces as well as the Munaragal and Hambantota districts. Commissioner General of Essential Services Prabhat Chandrakirti announced the cancellation of the special Wednesday public holiday effective from tomorrow. The government initially declared the midweek holiday on the 16th of last month as a strategic measure to conserve national energy supplies following heightened military tension in the Middle East. United Republic Front leader Patali Champika Ranawaka claimed an official power cut occurred on the 4th of this month due to the implementation of inferior quality coal. He stated the system control company faced a mandatory load shedding requirement after low-grade fuel stock significantly reduced power generation capacity. Authorities now call for bids to select a supplier for 2.28 million metric tons of coal required for the Norachole power plant for the 2026-27 season. Sinopec increased the price of super diesel by 28 rupees effective from midnight yesterday, raising the cost from 572 rupees to 600. A company statement confirmed that Octane 92 petrol and Lanka Auto Diesel continue to sell at prices on par with the CPC. A vessel carrying 37,000 metric tons of fuel arrived from India, with the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation noting the cargo includes 32,000 metric tons of diesel and 8,000 metric tons of aviation fuel. Laughs Gas announced the arrival of a ship carrying 7,000 metric tons of gas at the Hambantota port, following price hikes by both Litro and Laughs. Consumers complained of market shortages despite the price increases, expressing frustration over the rising costs of essential energy. In response to the gas price surge, the All Island Canteen and Restaurant Owners Association raised the price of fried rice, kottu and lunch packets by 20 rupees from midnight yesterday. In the meantime, Colvin Virakkodi, chairman of the Organisation for Empowering Local Entrepreneurs, stated that cremation fees face an upcoming increase due to the rising cost of gas. Moving on with other local stories, the Colombo Central Criminal Investigation Division informed the court of a full-scale investigation into whether a birthday cake sent to Ishara Sewandi contained toxic chemicals. Sewandi remains in custody as a primary suspect in the fatal shooting of alleged organised criminal Ganemulla Sanjeeva inside the Colombo Court Magistrate's dock. Police officials told Additional Magistrate Kasun Kanchana Dasanayaka yesterday that they suspect the cake delivered to the Colombo Crime Division for her birthday on the 29th contained either poison or drugs. Investigators requested court permission to refer the cake to the government analyst for a detailed forensic report. Wildlife authorities launched an investigation into reports that the famed leopard Lucas was struck and killed by a safari vehicle inside the Yala National Park. The park warden suspended a specific jeep involved in the incident while officials seek video evidence to pursue charges under the Flora and Fauna Protection Ordinance. Although the Jeep Owners Association denies knowledge of the event, the potential loss of the park's most iconic big cat sparked widespread public outcry over safari safety.
Now for some news in brief.
A broker was arrested in Norwood for impersonating a land official and accepting a 45,000 rupee bribe.
The business news on Gold FM.
The Colombo Bourse was mixed yesterday with the all-share price index closing at 21,126.60 points after gaining 9.18 points. Meanwhile, the S&P SL20 dropped 14.24 points to end the day at 5,861.45 points. The turnover was 3 billion rupees. Malaysia Airlines announced a significant increase in flight frequencies to Colombo as part of a broader strategic expansion across East Asia. The carrier is launching new routes to Shenzhen and Changsha in China and resuming direct services to Fukuoka, Japan for the first time since 2006. Malaysia Aviation Group CEO stated the move strengthens Kuala Lumpur's role as a regional gateway while meeting rising demand for tourism and trade. The airline also scheduled additional flights to London this month to assist passengers impacted by ongoing travel disruptions in the Middle East. Central Bank Governor Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe called for a transition away from automated teller machines, citing the significant financial burden they place on the banking sector. Speaking at a meeting with President Anurakumara Dissanayake and financial heads yesterday, he emphasized that digital alternatives offer a more economical path for the national economy. The President stressed that banks must ensure the National QR Payment Promotion Initiative is convenient and appealing to the public to ensure its success. Extensive discussions focused on removing implementation obstacles to fast-track the adoption of digital payments across Sri Lankan society. Global oil prices extended gains today as market anxiety peaked ahead of a Tuesday deadline for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Brent crude futures rose 57 cents to $110.34 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate jumped over 1% to $113.67. President Donald Trump warned of a complete demolition of Iranian infrastructure if the strategic choke point remains closed past 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Tehran rejects a U.S. ceasefire deal, demanding a permanent end to the conflict instead.
International news on Gold FM.
The Artemis II astronauts successfully regained contact with Earth today after a tense 40-minute radio silence while arcing behind the far side of the Moon. During the maneuver, the Orion spacecraft reached a maximum distance of 252,756 miles from home, officially breaking the long-standing human spaceflight record set by Apollo 13 in the 1970s. NASA confirmed the crew utilized the blackout period to conduct high-detail lunar observations and prepare for a rare total solar eclipse visible from their unique vantage point. In a poignant tribute, the mission team announced plans to name a lunar crater after the late wife of Commander Reed Wiseman as they began their return journey to Earth.
Entertainment news on Gold FM.
Five-time Grammy winner Albert Mazibuko died following a brief illness, ending a 50-year career with South African choral group Ladysmith Black Mambuzo. The veteran singer joined the collective in 1969, later gaining international fame through Paul Simon's Graceland album.
Sports news on Gold FM.
Kolkata Knight Riders earned their first point of the season following a rain-induced washout against league leaders Punjab Kings. Heavy downpours forced officials to abandon play after only 3 overs and 4 deliveries, with the home side struggling at 25 for 2. Punjab Kings remain at the top of the table with 5 points, while the Kolkata franchise continues to search for its first victory. And that's it for now, but do join us once more for 8:30 a.m. for your news highlight. I'm Dhamike Kanaika. Bye for now.